You're listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
Infinite diversity.
Live long and prosper, and welcome back to Infinite Diversity, a Star Trek Universe podcast, here on the BQN Podcast Collective. I'm your host for today, Thad, and joining me is my co-host, Chrissie. Chrissie, it's been a minute. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. I'm finding that I'm reevaluating some of the smallest elements of my life choices and seeing that they might have caused slightly different outcomes. So I'm feeling pretty good about myself, you know. Think I'm on the right track. How are you doing?
I am eager to get rid of the entire monetary system and go to a post-scarcity society.
Yes, and I want a t-shirt that says no money, no problems. Yes.
Also joining us today is Dan Gunther from Positively Trek. Dan, thanks for joining us again.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I'm attempting to grow a beard, but it's going about as well as it usually does for me. So, kind of comparable to Boimler's, actually.
It's the thought that counts.
Yes, but how's your Riker maneuver?
Oh man, I tried that and I pulled something, and I'm not going to be trying that again.
Good idea.
Before we jump into our topic for the day, we'd like to take a moment to thank our Patreon patrons who make our show possible, particularly Associate Producers Carl Wonders and Chrissie De Clerck-Szilagyi. Listeners, you can hear your name listed as one of our Associate Producers for a monthly subscription of just $10 at patreon.com/BQN. And with a monthly Patreon subscription of just $5, you can join our BQN Star Trek script table reads. What's your Patreon messages for information on these and other fun opportunities with your collective? Alright, so it's been a little bit of time since we last podcasted with you. I think August was our last recording.
That sounds right. It was definitely summer.
So we're not going to talk about every possible piece of news that happened between August and now, but a couple weeks ago was New York Comic-Con, so there were a lot of announcements there. Big one that has me excited is that Tatiana Maslany is going to be on Star Trek Academy, or Starfleet Academy, and I think that's amazing. I've loved her ever since I first saw Orphan Black.
Yeah, absolutely. That's incredible. She's incredible in Orphan Black, and I really liked her in She-Hulk as well.
Oh, She-Hulk was amazing.
She's so good.
I thought, honestly, She-Hulk was hilarious. I loved it from start to finish, and I'm really annoyed that it was not as critically acclaimed as it was in my head.
Yeah, it's too bad. Cards on the Table, that show got me to read the latest runs of the She-Hulk comic by Rainbow Rowell, and they're amazing. They're great. I love that character now. So thank you, Marvel Television Studios, or whatever.
I'm pretty sure that was the original intent when they started the MCU, was to get people to read the comics.
Right.
Now the movies make more than the comics, so it's a whole other thing, but...
Makes sense.
But yeah, that's exciting. They also have already renewed Academy for a second season, which...
Yeah.
That actually does make sense when you think about it for a second. They invested all this in the cast and the sets and everything else. They'll get more return on their investment out of 2 seasons than they would 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
absolutely.
If the first season comes out and everyone hates it, they might still cancel the second season, but I don't expect that to happen.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
It'd have to be pretty bad in a way that I can't even imagine.
Right.
Like Holly Hunter and Paul Giamatti and Tatiana Maslany and Tig Notaro in it. There's going to be something that people love. There's got
Robert Ricardo and Oded Fair.
And Tilly, the actress's name I can't remember.
Mary Wiseman, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Mary Wiseman.
Yeah, no, I think Academy's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. We're probably not seeing that until 2026, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Which, it is kind of sad, like, this period where we're wrapping up the current generation of Star Trek shows and starting the next generation, as it were.
Nice.
And, like, because at this point, the only show that's still going is Strange New Worlds, and then we've got Academy coming. We have that possible comedy show that hasn't been officially greenlit coming. We do have Section 31 to look forward to, which we should also talk about. That is coming in January.
Yay.
Yeah. Woohoo.
We got a bunch of character posters for that, which they look cool. I'm looking forward to Section 31. If you are also, do not read any of the comments on any article about Section 31 because you will get, yeah. Like, it's worse than any of the other new Star Trek posts I find.
Yeah.
Too much action and a lot of men complaining about women in the lead.
My favorites are the people that have apparently not actually watched Discovery that are making comments about how this can't be possible because X, which is explained in Discovery.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, that's a comment. The comments, I'm a glutton for punishment, so I'll always just kind of peek and scroll through, and then I just leave kind of feeling gross, and it's really not worth it.
I don't understand why people have that much negativity in their life, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to go out of your way. No, don't do that.
Yeah, I've long held this belief that, like, it is a lot of work to be angry all the time, because I've had points in my life where I've been, like, angry for a day or two, and I'm like, by the end of it, I'm exhausted. I'm like, the reward for this is not anything good. So, like, why? Let it roll off your shoulder. If you don't like it, if you don't think you're going to like it, don't watch it. No one's forcing you. You know, the Paramount Plus goons are not coming to your house and holding a phaser to your head to make you watch this. Like,
nor are they asking you your opinion.
Exactly. Let people enjoy things. It's fine.
Save your anger and energy for things that are actually important, like
yes,
being angry about politics, you know? Yeah.
So yeah, Section 31 coming in January. That should be fun. Strange New Worlds coming at some point next year.
With Rhys Darby guest starring, which blew my mind.
All right. So, speculation here. Rhys Darby, Strange New Worlds, who do we think he's playing? I see a lot of people saying Trelane, and I really do not want that.
Yeah, no. I agree he would be an incredible Trelane.
I agree. Trelane should not be on Strange New Worlds, though, because it's very clear in Squire of Gothos that is his first time meeting humans.
Absolutely, yeah. I feel like if somehow they jumped ahead, where, like, past that, like, I now want to see Rhys Darby as Trelane.
Yeah, sure.
That's going to happen, but, yeah.
I mean, what's his face? The Tribble guy. The one that I wanted to be Sean Benjamin. Cyrano Jones.
Yeah. I could see Cyrano Jones.
I could see that, yeah.
There's a lot of people on the internet saying Roger Corby who have forgotten that we already announced Roger Corby. No. They already announced who's playing Roger Corby a while ago.
Yeah.
Also, don't see that one. That does not...
And I saw a bunch of people saying Dr. Boyce, and I'm wondering if they're just misunderstanding how the timeline works.
Yeah. Because the
Cage takes place before Strange New Worlds. So Dr. Boyce is presumably retired by now, is my guess.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
he could still show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they say how many episodes he's in?
No, they just said he is going to be in season 3.
Yeah, my guess is probably 1. I don't know. From some of the stuff I've read, it sounds like, you know, he's guest starring as a legacy character in season 3.
Oh, yeah. They did specifically say it is a legacy character, so it's not a new character.
Okay.
With Tatiana Maslany, they did say guest starring as a recurring character, and I feel like just leaving that word out of this, I'm like, ooh, I bet she's in one episode.
Yeah. Yeah, if it hadn't been legacy character, it would have been a beautiful... Irony isn't the right word, but it would have been beautiful if they had put him on with the pirates that we saw before with the woman that was working with Cyback. Yeah.
I mean, it's possible he still might.
Touch.
Well, yeah. So here's the is he old enough to play George Kirk?
That's an interesting thought.
Question. Is George Kirk still alive? No, yeah, he survived to see. Yeah, okay, I understood. But somewhere Kirk did say that his father survived to see him captain.
Yeah, he survived to see him captain, so we know he should be probably still alive.
That's right.
But my initial thought when seeing him was Bones.
Yeah. Oh. I could see that.
I don't know how his American accent is, but...
Well, South, though. Oh,
that's true. Yeah, no, that is very true. South. It's actually a lot easier to do a Southern accent. I know Jason Isaacs has said that. That's why he went that way with Lorca.
Mm-hmm.
Although Jason Isaacs has a perfectly good normal American accent as well.
He does, yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I had that initial thought about Bones as well, and I've seen people speculating that. I don't know. I'd be curious. That's the one that has me the most curious, I guess. Could be.
We didn't actually see Cybok's face, did we? We only got him in shadow.
He could be Cybok.
Yeah, I've seen that speculation.
That would be interesting
casting.
But I could see it.
I am going to be mad if we never actually see Cybok after they teased him.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We could, because just because we see him doesn't mean he and Spock have to interact. You know? And
even if he and Spock... Does Spock say in Final Frontier how long it has been since he last saw Cybok? Or does he just imply that it's been a long time?
I think he just implies it's been a long time, but it's been a while since I watched it, so I don't know.
I have to admit, I don't throw on Star Trek V all the time. So, yeah, it has been a minute for me as well.
It's just on. If it's on, it's fine, but, yeah.
Anyway, so, yes, Rhys Darby will be in Strange New World Season 3. When do you think Strange New World Season 3 is going to come? Because I wonder if it will be a little later in the year than it has been, just because there won't be any other Star Trek next year.
Well, are they done filming it yet?
Yes. They wrapped on that a while ago. Yeah, it's been...
Okay.
And they start filming Season 4 in February.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got Section 31 at the end of January.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say March. And I'm going to guess that we get Academy starting around Christmas.
Okay. So you're going with earlier than it has been.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because it was Discovery in the spring before, right? We had Discovery in the spring. Yeah. And then Lower Decks in the summer.
Was May, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because it was before Lower Decks. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm going to say late winter, early spring. Let's say that.
That makes sense to me. That feels right. Like, even the fact that there's not a lot of Star Trek, they might want to get it. That argument could go either way. They might want to spread it later in the year, but they also might want to get it in front of people's eyes quicker. Don't forget about us, kind of thing. So I don't know.
And I think it's going to depend on what the plot is, and if it has anything to do with things happening in Strange New Worlds.
You mean the plot of Section 31? Maybe. But I would expect them to be mostly separate just because it's different times.
We can be in any time, right?
Yeah.
So...
I mean, I would say the only thing for sure is they're not going to do them at the same time because they want to sell Paramount Plus subscriptions in different months.
Yes. There will be at least a month between them.
Absolutely.
One billing cycle.
I mean, we say that, and yet we had that year where we doubled up like a whole month of Discovery and Picard for no apparent reason.
Yeah, that never made any sense. No. But lots of things they do don't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
Mike McMahon has, the Lower Decks panel at New York Comic Con, Mike McMahon has been pretty cagey about what might happen in the future, but it certainly sounds like it's not, the idea of some return of Lower Decks after season 5 is not off the table.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense. I understand that there obviously is cost and effort and work in producing it, but a cartoon is so much less work than in terms of getting everybody together and the time it takes. I'm not being dismissive of animators. I'm not, but I'm saying in terms of the difference between filming Strange New Worlds and recording Lower Decks. I am surprised that it's over so soon.
Yeah.
I was kind of, and maybe it was just hoping, but I was kind of expecting this to end up being like The Simpsons of Trek or the South Park of Trek, where it just goes on forever.
Yeah.
Because
maybe it'll be the Futurama of Trek, where it gets canceled and comes back
like 4 times.
I like that.
That reminds me, I still need to watch the most recent season.
I'm behind too, yeah. But the other thing with Lower Decks too is, like, you have a cast that, in the words of Q, is willing and able, ready to serve, right? Like they're all eager to do more. So
yeah. Anybody want to see Dr. Tana in real life?
Oh yes.
That makeup job would be, ugh.
Hey, we had real life cations we had a real life cation in Star Trek 4.
Oh yeah, that's true.
5.
Yeah.
Was it a cation? No, it was. I think it was a cat person of some kind in 5, but they
okay.
But didn't they have 3 breasts?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Could be natural variation.
No, that Dr. Tana doesn't have 3 breasts.
No, we don't know that. All right. Anyway.
Maybe it's an Orion thing.
Maybe. I love that. We'll get to that, of course. But I know it's not going to happen because they already have some established, like, one-offs that they're doing every season on Strange New Worlds. But I would just really love if we end up seeing them in live action, once a year on Strange New Worlds. Like, they just keep showing up for no reason, But they already have a standard, like, we're going to have a Vulcan episode and we're going to have a oddball episode that one time it's a musical, another time it's, medieval fairy tales. So I think they don't want to, with only 10, you can't do that, have that many that are, intended in that way. So. What did I hear? There is some talk about Jack Quaid being the next Flash, though, which is interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's just all over the place.
Yeah, he is. Good for
That's
him.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That is also interesting because he also voices Superman in that one cartoon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. That's cool.
Well, I'm trying to think of an example here. Anyway.
Other announcements, other announcements from New York Comic Con. We had some merch announcements, which is always fun. We had heard that Fan Home was going to be doing Star Trek ship models, and they announced the first several. They are direct successors to Eagle Moss, complete with the same funky stands and everything, which means that some of them will stay on their stand just fine, and some of them will fall off if you breathe wrong.
Yeah.
But they look cool. They're all ships that I think there was one double. There was one that Eagle Moss had already done, but most of them are all brand new ships.
The Titan, I believe, the Luna class Titan. Although the paint job on the new one is incredible.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's based on the CG model for Picard season 3 because they had some Luna class ships there.
Yeah, it looks, which is technically the third time the Titan is, because Eagle Moss did a Titan before Lower Decks as well, based on the designs for the books.
I'm looking at it right now.
And they did the Lower Decks one, which I have, and then they've got a new one that's going to be based on how it looks in Picard, and I might have to pick that one up because it looks awesome.
It looks amazing. and I never did get the Lower Decks one, so.
I managed to grab it during one of the Master Replicas fire sales.
Mm-hmm. I think I thought about it then, and I just about pulled the trigger and then didn't for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm not going to subscribe to the Fan Home one because I don't need all of these ships. I mean, I absolutely would love to have all of these ships, but I do not need or have the space for all of these ships. But I will probably pick up some of them.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, they haven't made it available for me yet. There's no Canadian option yet. I that yet is doing a lot of heavy lifting, I hope.
It feels like Canada is always the redheaded stepchild when it comes to these things. Even feels like actually getting the shows.
Yeah.
Like
it
you guys
used to not be that
it took
way.
Forever to get Prodigy, right?
Yeah. I don't even know if there's still a non buying through Apple way to get it.
You can only get it on iTunes and Amazon, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah. Not good.
Yeah. Weird.
We got Star Trek first. In 1966. It aired 2 days early in Canada, so come on.
And you're the only country that gets live action Star Trek on TV. The new ones.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I haven't had cable in years.
Well, sure. All right. The other big merch announcement, one that I'm super excited for.
Oh, me too.
And Dan, I know you are too. Is the Nacelle company they Star Trek fans may know them as they produced the Center Seat documentary series from a couple years ago. That was the documentary on Star Trek hosted by Gates McFadden. They also did the really good Toys That Made Us series, which was about the history of various toys. They had an entire episode on Star Trek, and it was really good. And they are producing a line of Star Trek action figures. They're 6-inch figures, so they're going to be in line with the Art Asylum Diamond Select figures we used to get back in the early 2000s. In fact, they look very much like them. And they are very detailed, and they have specifically said that they have a license for legacy Star Trek, so everything through Enterprise. And they have specifically said that their plan for this line is to do figures that have not been made before by other companies. Which leads us to the wildest first wave of any action figure release I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Which is Captain Edward Jellicoe, Cadet Peter Preston, Volcris, Captain Rachel Garrett, Tuvix, Mirror Universe Jonathan Archer, Weyoun, and Captain Hikaru Sulu.
Incredible.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that there hasn't been a Tuvix and a Rachel Garrett.
Yeah.
Considering that we had from Playmates, Geordi in that.
So Rachel Garrett, I'm especially surprised with. Playmates didn't do as many figures for Voyager. That's true. They did do Voyager figures, but they weren't releasing as many figures at that time. They would only do a handful per wave. But the heyday of the Playmates figures was TNG. So I am surprised they never did a Rachel Garrett. Especially knowing Playmates, they would have just used the same body sculpt they used for Sapphic and Flashback's Janeway, and they would have just had to design a head.
Yeah, they would have left the belt on there because they seemed very allowing of little inconsistencies like that. But yeah, absolutely.
And Weyoun too.
Again, we didn't get a lot of DS9. We got the DS9 figures. They did a bunch for the first couple seasons because that was when the lines were huge. But then we didn't get a lot of late DS9. There has never been they never did a Martok, for instance.
Wow. Yeah. If there's no Martok, there's no reason to do Weyoun.
There was they never did Kai Wynn or the female changeling. I mean, there's a lot of figures that we never got.
Yeah. I love when this was first announced, when they said, figures that have never been done, different outfits that we've never seen. I was like, okay, so like Weyoun and Captain Sulu kind of seem like they would fit in what I was initially thinking. I was like, oh, Kirk in like the bomber jacket from Star Trek 5, or Scotty in the radiation suit or something like that. When this announcement came out, I was like, I had no idea they were going this deep. Like, this is
so. I feel like
incredible.
We probably will get a Scotty in radiation suit at some point, because they're going to want to reuse that Peter Preston body.
Yes.
They have said, unlike the Playmates line that crashed and burned a couple years ago, unfortunately, they are not, which that was because Playmates was hoping to reignite the same success they had in the 90s and put it on the shelves in Walmart and Target, and kids will get excited and buy their Michael Burnham action figures.
They forgot which millennium we're in now.
Right. But these are absolutely targeted towards adult collectors.
Oh, yeah.
But price-wise, they're not terrible. Because we have figures targeted toward... We have the amazing X06 figures, which I have Janeway and Cisco, and I would have a lot more if they didn't cost $200 a piece.
No, I just have one on display right now.
I have none.
Oh, way over there. There we go. Michael Burnham.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Do you have any others, or is that the only one you have?
I have all of the Deep Space Nine ones so far.
Oh, nice.
And
okay.
Saru. Saru is like 3 inches too tall to fit inside this. I was really annoyed when I got him. I was like, that's so accurate, but darn it.
I'm definitely gonna get Miles O'Brien when they release that. I saw the prototype in Vegas this year. It looks fantastic.
Oh, cool. I hadn't seen any O'Briens. That's awesome.
Yeah, they haven't. It hasn't gone up on the website yet, but yeah, they had him on display in the case in Vegas.
Very cool.
That is.
But anyway, these figures are going to be. We don't have an official price quote, and they were saying in line with similar figures. Number I've been hearing around unofficially was under 30. Yeah. I will say Nacelle did a crowdfunding campaign earlier this year for some Expanse figures that are the same scale and look very similar to these. I actually ordered 2 of those, and those were $40 each. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah, these are not going to be super expensive. I will say personally, I'm going to buy all of these because I want them to make more.
Yep.
I recently did a video on my YouTube channel where I kind of went through each of them, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I got, oh, this one's a must have for me, and this one's a must have for me. And then over the course of talking about it, I made excuses for getting all 8 of them or whatever it is. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm probably getting them all.
They said they have like 100 they want to make at least. So
oh, wow.
If these sell, and they're not expecting them to sell like Playmates in the 90s, but they are expecting, adult collectors to order them. If they sell, they'll make more. And we'll get more of these deep cut characters. And that's the coolest thing. Like having a Captain Jellicoe figure on display. That's just like
so cool. Who doesn't want a Ronnie Cox action
figure?
Right? I mean, come on.
I can find I can buy 2 of them and then find some other 6-inch action figure in a suit and make a Senator Kinsey from Stargate figure.
There you go. I already have in my mind, I have a model I built of the Enterprise C ages ago, and I'd love to either make another one or refurbish that one and just have this amazing display with it in a thing with Rachel Garrett right in front of it. Yep. And then, maybe one day Castillo and alternate timeline Yar alongside. How cool would that be?
Yep.
Well, Playmates made an alternate timeline Yar that wasn't an accurate uniform.
Yeah, exactly. But, these guys, it would be accurate.
That always bugged that 1701 collection. They made this set of 3 incredibly limited figures, and it was Yar from Yesterday's Enterprise, Picard from Tapestry, and Barclay from Projections. And the only one whose uniform was accurate in that set was Barclay.
Yeah. Yeah, that made me sad. I mean, it first made me sad that it would be so hard to get, and then it made me a little bit happier that I was like, I don't want those anyway.
Well, yeah, and then like once enough people complained, they just released a box set of all 3 of them together that was easy to get. So,
yeah.
While we're on the topic of action figures and this type of thing, we're getting a Picard set of Pops too. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh yeah, that was announced a bit ago. Yeah, and some of them like were surprising. Like normally when you think of Picard Funko Pops, like I was surprised we're getting a Jack Crusher Pop. I would not have expected that.
Right.
Now, see, I wasn't surprised at that one. That made sense to me, but I don't remember which ones other than him and Picard are in it.
It was Picard, Jack, Seven, and Rafi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I love that there's a Rafi pop.
Which,
like, that makes me so happy.
Now, it's ironic, because it means that, yet again, there's another line of Star Trek Funko Pops that could have included Beverly Crusher and didn't.
They should have.
Yeah. That's a good call.
Because, wow, it almost feels deliberate at this point.
Somebody at Funko is a Rick Berman fan.
Nah. I do love to fly in the face of the usual way those things go. I do love that I now have in my possession the Hallmark Beverly Crusher.
I was going to say, I have.
I'm so happy.
Right here.
Nice.
Rick Berman, as far as I know, had no issue with Gates of Fed. It was Maurice Hurley.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, wrong guy, but same joke.
Yes.
Whoever it was that pushed her out.
Ornaments for this year are out. We've discussed them before. But I picked up Beverly Crusher, Captain Pike, and the Enterprise B. I also got the NSEA Protector from Galaxy Quest. There's a couple others. There's a Spock in his motion picture uniform, and there's a Talosian, I think. Which I will, and there's which I'll pick up if they still have them on sale after Christmas. I always have my 2 lists for the ornaments, the ones I must get, and the ones that I'll get when they're cheap.
Good call.
That makes sense. Yep. Did you see that they had kind of announced what ornaments are coming, or a couple of the ornaments that are coming next year?
Yeah, I did see that.
I did not. What are they?
But I, off the top of my head, don't remember what were they again, Dan?
So is the ship is the Titan A from Picard Season 3. Beautiful. And one of the figures is hologram Janeway from Prodigy, which is amazing.
Yes, that's right. Because I looked at the comments on that and saw some people complaining because we already got a Janeway figure 30 years ago.
Whatever. This one looks great. It's like her in the like red topped original Voyager uniform.
Oh no, I think it's great, but like, you know, someone is always going to complain about any Star Trek thing. I will say, specifically the Cell action figures. There are a bunch of people that always complain whenever a merch line comes out that they only ever do the popular characters. So I hope those people are going to buy every one of those the Cell figures. And if they don't, they can shut up forever.
Yeah. And like the complaints I've been seeing already about this is like, well, these will never sell. They should have done Picard and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God.
There was one guy that was spamming all the action figure groups on Facebook, and yes, I'm part of multiple Star Trek action figure groups on Facebook. This should not surprise anyone.
Of course.
There was one guy spamming all of them, like saying that, oh, these are way too expensive. They're not taking into account poor Trekkies, and it's like, they're $30. They're less than $30. They're probably going to be like $28 or $25. Like,
no.
What does he want him to do?
Yes,
sell stuff
I
at cost
too
and
enjoyed
lost?
when I could buy Playmates action figures at Kmart for $5 in the 90s, but that was the 90s.
Yes. It was a magical time, to be fair.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm super excited for these figures. I think they look awesome. And I think the only other merch thing that has happened recently is, it was announced a while ago, but the Star Trek Lower Decks cooperative card game Buffer Time just came out. I actually just got mine in the mail this week. I haven't played it yet because I don't have friends. But at some point...
You have friends. They're just not in person. Same way I have friends that are not in person.
And it looks like a lot of fun. I'm a fan of cooperative games. And I'll probably bring it with me when I go to ask listeners, just so you know. Those of you on the East Coast, there is a Star Trek convention coming up in Secaucus, New Jersey, for Veterans Day weekend. So that's going to be November 8th through 10th. And that's Creations STNJ, which is a much more scaled back version of STLV. Don't expect STLV, but it's going to be a lot of fun. There'll be a lot of Trekkies there. I will be there. And maybe you can play Buffer Time with me.
Very cool.
One final thing we should mention. In sadder news, Jerry Taylor, known as producer for TNG and executive producer and co-creator of Voyager, passed away this week at the age of 86.
Yeah. She's up there with the pantheon of all the other important Trek women. So,
absolutely, yeah.
Obviously, she had an immense impact on the shows, but also, if you're a fan of the books, if you've never read Mosaic, which was her biography of Captain Janeway, it is a fantastic book.
Yeah, and also Pathways was her as well, right?
Which was a kind of biographical information for some of the other characters. Mosaic's better. Yeah. But Pathways is also good.
Yeah. No, an incredible impact on Star Trek, and like she was showrunner of TNG for a short time as well, I believe, right? Like season 7, maybe more.
Yes,
but
I think so.
Yeah, just incredible, and a singular talent. And I just recently read Star Trek Open a Channel, A Woman's Trek by Nana Visitor, and there's where she talks about being a woman in the Star Trek universe, both in front of and behind the camera. And there's quite a bit on Jerry Taylor in there about Voyager and creating the character of Catherine Janeway and that sort of thing. And really well worth a read if you haven't picked that up. I
had not planned on, I planned on getting it at some point, but not right away. And then my sister sent me a copy. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Aw, nice.
She said in it, she's like, nice. This is only fair because you made me a woman of Trek. And I was like, oh.
That's amazing. Well, I was just going to say, for me, the Nacelle Company figures, even though they've said it won't be till 2025, I think at least every couple of days I do a quick search. Like, can these be pre-ordered yet?
Yeah, I ordered 2 of their Expanse figures because they looked amazing.
Oh, that's the thing. I went and looked at them, and I almost did too. Like, I'm trying to resist the need to have a Kamina Drummer figure because
I could not.
She's one of my favorite television characters of all time.
Same. I got Drummer and Amos because
those are the two. Like, if I was gonna, yep. That's awesome. Oh,
okay.
So cool.
I gotta watch Expanse.
Oh yes, you absolutely do. Anyway. Lower Decks season 5. The first episode, Dos Cerritos. Dan, what'd you think this week?
Oh man. Okay. First of all, just the fact that Lower Decks is back, I'm just in my happy place.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, these episodes were a really great strong start to season 5, and yeah, Dos Cerritos. it's what's advertised on the tin, right?
Mhm.
We get
Por qué no los dos?
the typical alternate universe, meeting each other, different quantum realities type adventure. Really cool. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
Chrissy, what'd you think?
Oh, I enjoyed it too. I've been trying to make connections with the titles lately because they're doing that so that you make the connections, and all I could think of was Worf from that one episode where he's like, two bridges. So I'm wondering if that's the intended, or if it's just the obvious that there's two Cerritos. But yeah, no, I thought it was great. I love the idea of exploring what happens if you do something slightly different. We have a lot of stories of like, oh, what happens if, you do something drastically different, but not what if something is slightly different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it, 0.372%
Yes.
different or something like
Let
that?
me guess, math is 0.372% harder in your universe.
Such a great line.
Can you give me a list of every decision you've ever made in your life?
Yeah. And that he has the beard is, I want to know things about this universe now. I want to know if there's a Boimler transporter clone.
All I can say for sure is this universe has better uniforms.
Yeah, slightly.
The alternate uniforms look better.
I like the dark.
Yeah,
color.
just that slight color darkening. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, there's an interesting thing going on in this episode where, and Chrissy, you kind of alluded to it with like, we've had like the mirror universe and the really drastic changes, but this one's just slightly different. I like how, this is basically our crew with a few little differences in decisions, but also they're just like slightly more dickish.
Yes.
Like they're a little bit more aggressive and mean. And I mean, maybe that's just the influence of Mariner being their captain, but I feel like it's something inherent in their universe. Like their uniforms are just a tinge darker, they're just 0.372% more jerks.
When we're talking about universes that are ever so slightly different, it actually reminds me of an early Voyager novel, Echoes.
Echoes, yeah.
Where our heroes were were transporting among different alternate universes that were only a little different from the previous one. But it got real complicated because it was happening on a planet, and in one of the alternate universes, the planet had been destroyed. So every time people would get moved to that, they would instantly die. Anyway, it was a really cool book, and you should check it out.
Really great novel, absolutely.
I think I read that way back in the day. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, it was from it was from
years ago.
early Voyager, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the first 10 novels, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was back when I was still reading every single Voyager novel.
Yeah.
Although I will say, that fell off for a bit, but then in the later years when Kirsten Beyer started doing her thing, I read every single Voyager novel again. So
it was a little easier to do that later when you didn't have.
They came out a little
one for
less
each series
frequently
each month. Yeah. Not that I wouldn't enjoy having that again.
Yep. I would not complain if we wanted to get multiple Star Trek novels every month, or even one.
Yeah.
One would be great.
Yeah. Hell, 1 every 2 months. That'd be great.
Oh yeah, something else that happened in our time off, the novelization of the audio drama No Man's Land came out. And it's not really a novelization, it's just a script.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
This episode's fantastic. There has yet to be a Lower Decks episode I did not like.
Yeah, agreed. Same.
I know some listeners are going to say, "Oh, well, they didn't like the Peanut Hamper episode," but I also liked that one.
I don't hate it.
It's probably my least favorite, but I don't hate it.
Bottom of the list.
I do love in this episode. We start off with Tendi pretending sneak on undercover onto this collector ship so that she can, pirate. And I love that this guy is the same race as Paylor Toff from The Most Toys. and he has an army of Mehardus.
I think we're supposed to think it is Palar Toth. I
Is
do.
it?
I think
Okay.
so.
It could be, yeah.
Actually, and I think that because of the Trek Core article, because there's something that he mentions is something that is mentioned in the Most Toys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay, so his pride over the Vulcan Lust idol is the same.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, so it is actually Palar Toth. That's
Excuse
awesome.
me, Velton, not Vulcan.
Vulcan lust idols get used every 7 years, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I also like in this like labyrinth of lust idols, he just has a Horgon, which are easy to find. Like,
Yeah.
like collecting a Horgon is not hard.
Well, you got to be a completionist if you're going to have a sex idol museum.
In my mind, like that Horgon, I don't know, was owned by some celebrity or
There you
something.
go.
It's like famously, Sonny Clemens owned this Horgon or something.
Or maybe William Riker.
I was going to say, maybe
Could
it's
be,
the one that Riker tricked Picard into buying for him.
Well, he does have the smashed Reckoning tablet, which ends up in Picard's collection at some point, which is it's got an interesting provenance where it ends up.
Yeah.
Does it? But it's like in the room full of sex idols. Is this guy into the paw rates? Like,
Maybe. Maybe he has a fundamental misunderstanding of Bajoran religion.
it is an army of Mehardus, though,
Yes.
right? His security are definitely whatever species Mehardu is.
Hyperion, apparently.
Thank you. This is why we have you on, Dan.
I'm glad to feel useful somewhere in my life. So, marketable skills? No. Innate knowledge of minutia of Star Trek? Oh yes.
And I do just want to say, I do very much like that we see a variation, not just for the joke that comes later, but a variation in skin tones for the Orions.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not just a a monochrome.
Yes.
I guess, where they're all the same green. I like that.
Yeah.
The new Treks have been really good about that.
Mhm.
We have gotten, almost as much variation as there exists in humanity.
Yeah, which makes perfect sense.
Yes, it does.
All right, so we've got the new season 5 theme.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess since it was the last season, they added all the jokes that they could to that battle scene.
Yeah.
Because we've got a lot more. We have the Hand of Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, grabbing the board cube.
Tholian Web. And then we have V'ger.
The first time I watched this episode, I missed V'ger just because I had my book and I was like, oh, Hand of Apollo Tholians, and I wrote it down and then looked back up and it was already moved on.
Yep, same.
I was like, was there some sort of weird sound there I missed? Oh, well, whatever. And then the next time I watched it, I was like, oh my god, V'ger just pops up in the background.
This I didn't catch. I saw it from your Hillebrand on Twitter. Many little things I noticed that I don't notice come from that.
The man who notices everything.
When we see the Lower Decks logo, it has the lines coming out from under it, like TNG did in season 5.
Yes, that was brilliant. That was I did notice that one, and that was a they didn't think I'd notice, but I did notice. I was like,
I can imagine Mike McMahon just sitting and waiting to see the first person who posted that on Twitter.
So good.
But I love to see that because I liked that in 5th season TNG, and I remember being very mad when 6th season started and they got rid of it again. I was like, no, that looks good.
That's funny because TNG season 5 was the first season I watched as it came out, and so I remember thinking that's just how the titles were, and I was always like, the other ones aren't, and then I found out it was just season 5, and it blew my mind.
Yeah,
but
it's wild. I want to say there was some promotional thing or something like didn't some of the Playmates action figures also show that? logo on it at some point.
Probably.
Could be, yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. And then once the theme's over, we have Boimler with his Star Trek Fleet magazine,
30
which I
under
love
30.
that is. The 30 under 30, which the tagline under that is 30 amazing officers under 30% of their lifespan.
Which I liked
that.
because not everybody has the same,
right?
Under 30,
because 30 for a Vulcan is like 12.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, and Naomi Wildman gets the name drop, and we know that she's aging quickly. So,
in this article, at the bottom it says Discoveries, Tributes, and Trekonomics, which I assume is a Trekonomics is a little shout out to Manu Sadia, who wrote the book Trekonomics, trying to
I'm sure
wrap our heads around how the economy of Star Trek works.
Relevant to the next episode, so yeah.
Yes. But we have the top 10 Riker moments. I want to read that article. Q Who, the continuum awaits, and Klingon Couture, blood is the new black.
I'm so glad you looked at those, because I did not do a study of that. Yeah.
And yeah, it is kind of messed up that they did interview Boimler and then he's not even in the runners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not in the top 30, not in the 15 runners up. Oh.
Yeah, that's
poor guy.
maybe he'll have the cover next month. We don't, It was probably in the special subscriber only edition that they send out via email with the extra stories.
Yeah. Which is hilarious because it's natively a digital publication already.
Well, it's a different file.
There's a supplement to that. I think that's funny.
Slightly off topic, they never set that up correctly for me. I never got the digital supplement for Explorer.
Thankfully, Justin always got his, so we were able to.
Yeah, he would always send us the link.
But yeah,
I had to email to get mine repeatedly.
It was a good idea, but poorly executed.
So Rutherford is definitely taking Tendy's absence a little hard.
I don't think we've ever seen genuine sweat stains like that on a Star Trek character.
Oh, we've seen sweat stains on Star Trek characters before.
No, I know. I'm just being... I don't know why I said that. They depicted somebody who is not paying attention to anything that might actually give them a chance to think about anything else. Very well. Very well. Not even going to stop long enough to shower because then, I might be alone with my thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, poor Rutherford.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he even says, I like the way we work, makes it hard for my brain to focus on the sad stuff. Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
And we encounter a quantum fissure, and they say this is not the first they've encountered. So,
no.
Stay tuned for that this season, I suppose.
Sounds like it's going to be a recurring thing, which could be interesting, and especially given some of the stuff we see in the trailers. I think there's some other timeline shenanigans to come, but
without revealing anything, yes, I think that is definitely going to be part of the overarching plot this season, because that's how they've been doing these Lower Decks seasons.
Yeah.
And we go through the fissure, and we meet Captain Becky Freeman.
I love I just love the little detail when they go through and they're being hailed and by the Cerritos, and our Captain Freeman, just the little detail of her adjusting her uniform and collar and stuff before she goes on screen. I thought that was great.
Yes.
Picard does the shirt tug. She adjusts, make sure her pips are straight. And
the Freeman maneuver.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think because it's the mirror image of the same bridge, it feels on the view screen. I mean, it looks weird to see, because it almost looks like Boimler and Barnes of the respective universes are like sitting across tables from each other. Because they're at their consoles and it's, the other console.
Nice.
But yeah, we also do find out that the Orions are going to check out an abandoned ship. And rather than do a play-by-play of the whole episode, let's just dive into the Orion plot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, I love that the ship is kind of like the same design that we saw in Those Old Scientists.
Yes!
And that one was an Orion science vessel, so...
Are there Orion scientists?
And do we have medical vessels? That was exactly my thought. Yep.
And the joke that just absolutely makes the episode for me is when the blue Orions show up.
Green Orions, blue Orions.
For people who don't know, there is an episode of the animated series called The Pirates of Orion, in which they deal with Orion pirates and throughout the entire episode they are pronounced Orion. And they are blue and they wear outfits just like these guys.
Yes.
Love it so much.
That was brilliant. I love that they've established that, like, that's not just, well, it is. But it's not just animated series weirdness that had them mispronouncing things. It's actually, this group pronounces it that way and get called out on it regularly by the other Orions. They're like, it's pronounced Orion, damn it. Oh, that's great.
Love it so much.
Oh, yeah. Okay. See, this is something very much, I was getting a vibe. Did you guys ever watch Venture Brothers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
I did not.
The blue Orions very much had the vibe of the Monarch's henchmen.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And I was just looking because I was like, the uniforms were kind of similar, but not really. So, but yeah.
Also, one of them has a voice that sounds like Dr. Girlfriend.
Maybe it might even be the same voice actor. I doubt it, because I think they're doing more...
Well, it might be, because, it's the same animation studio.
That's true. Now I have to look. Okay. Anyway.
It's probably not.
It's probably not.
I just noticed that I think it was hearing that voice and seeing those outfits, it was like, I immediately thought of Venture Brothers. So yes, I'm with you. Yeah,
cool, good. I was the only one. Dan, it's good. You gotta watch it. It's a total takeoff on like 50s, 60s adventure cartoons, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy it.
I've heard of it. Yeah, I just not watched it.
Yeah,
I need to rewatch it. But yeah, the Orions and the Orions are fighting, and Tendi is trying to keep everyone from dying. I like when she saves the guy, she says, "You guys go ahead, I'm just going to make sure he's extra dead." And, there's conflict because the other Orions are like, you're not being Orion enough because you're not killing and whatnot. And it turns out, no, they don't actually want to kill either. They have other goals other than pirating.
Yes. I love the one who's like, I want to teach a seminar at Orion University, but
seminar on ethics.
On ethics, yeah. But not in the morning, just maybe a couple evening seminars. I know so many people like that who think that's what college teaching is.
I mean,
that's
Chrissy, would you complain if that was what college teaching was?
I don't like being out in the evening, so I might a little bit. Okay. I would rather teach.
But you would just want a couple mornings then.
Oh, well, yeah. If I could do, just 2 days a week, yeah, that'd be great. But get all the grading on those days too, so.
What I don't get is when they're saying, I'll happily stop killing. Cleaning dry blood off my blade is such an ordeal. Like, why are you waiting until it dries?
Yeah, thank you. That's exactly, yeah. Well,
No, you're supposed to like wipe it off on the shirt of the person you just killed like a badass.
Exactly.
Well, maybe she means a little bit like, you're not going to do a thorough cleaning right then and there. So, a little bit gets in the
if it's serrated, yeah.
You can't just throw it in the dishwasher.
Well, oh no.
No.
That would dull the blade.
Exactly.
But yeah, they find out the ship is actually a medical ship from the days of the Great Orion Plague, and they use the ventilation system to knock out the Orions.
Yep.
There's something about that scene where the Orions are lying on the ground just giggling as the ship flies away.
Yes.
I really like that.
So the one who I thought was, and probably the one that you thought sounded like Dr. Girlfriend, was Fred Tatascore.
That makes sense.
The guy's name was Clevin, and one of the Venture Brothers henchmen that we follow is Kevin. So I think that was intentional.
Oh, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Titmouse is the animation studio for both shows, so
yeah.
Makes sense, yeah.
I know that because I'm on Titmouse's email list because for the Lower Decks merch, and I'm always getting Venture Brothers emails as well.
Yep. Dr. Girlfriend was Doc Hammer, so I think if they had him on, they would have advertised it since he's kind of well known.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So the laughing gas was fantastic, but of course, because they don't kill anybody, it's unpirate like.
I love that it's the Blues that like make that complaint.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, they didn't kill us. What the hell? This cannot stand.
So now the Blue Orions and the Tendy's house are at war.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll come back to that in the next episode. But back to our Cerritos crew. Or cruise.
Yeah.
As it were.
The starship's Cerritos.
There you go.
First off, I think there should have been a scene where our Billups asks their Billups what sex is like.
Okay, I was thinking something like that too. Because it's like when his character, it's like you don't know about the sex lives of any of these characters except for the fact that if you see him as the king, you know that that's what happened.
Right.
And it's like it's just a weird thing.
Mm-hmm. I love how, like, even when he's being a jerk, though, how deferential our Billups is to King Billups. It's like, how dare you, Your Highness.
And I really like the Shax's or arm wrestling. It's like,
Yes.
I learned my form from strangling Cardassians. So did I.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like the hairstyles are kind of like, I don't know, the braid kind of made me think of Worf.
Yeah.
To let him have long hair, it kind of worked better.
Oh, it worked way better than that Prince Valiant thing he had going on.
Oh, well, yeah, for Worf, but I mean, like, it works in this context, too. Okay. But yes, obviously for Worf, it works better. No question there.
And the T'Lins. Remarkable.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Oh, man.
And Ransom's mullet.
My favorite bit with them was like towards the end where everybody's getting on each other's nerves and they're getting angry at each other, and T'Lin, remarkable, fascinating, and they both just kind of like look at each other and their eyebrows raise, and you can tell like that's as annoyed they've ever been in their entire lives, and they're like, I cannot stand this. And someone else pointed out it's opposite eyebrows that they raise.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Love it. The attention
I didn't
to
confirm
detail.
that myself, but somebody mentioned that.
Yeah, the attention to detail. I love it.
Gabrielle Ruiz as T'Lin is just amazing.
So good.
And we got some touches of the Darmok people. God.
The Tamarians.
Tamarian. We got some other touches of potential Tamarian mythology.
Yeah, I like how they're just making stuff up.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was my favorite. Temba, when he met himself.
I wonder how wide his arms were then.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the case of the two Keishans, it's super racist when Becky Freeman is like, "Your Temerian started this, right?"
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's supposed to be read that way, yeah. Yeah.
I have to give a shout out just to Tawny Newsom's line readings throughout this whole
Yes!
episode too. They're so good, like as both characters, but for some reason I just cracked up when Becky Freeman says, "Take your Temerian to the brig," and she just replies, "How about I don't?"
She'll do it. Our ship is mostly brigs.
Also, like I guess the common denominator is dropping F-bombs, but when Becky Freeman bursts into the shuttle bay and is like, "What in the Kazinti is going on around here?"
Yes, I'm gonna have to integrate that into my vocabulary because that was beautiful.
I love that. Because like there is actually a Kazinti character. There are two Kazinti characters right there.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first time they've been acknowledged as Kazinti in the show. We've had that Kazinti crewman since season 1, and there was that excellent joke when Boimler was joining the Red Shirts, where they were talking about posture, and he hunched over. And
that was great.
Yeah, I love that. And then, of course, there's the whole riding crop thing.
Yeah,
where our Mariner stops Becky Freeman from hitting people with her riding crop, and she's like, and Becky's like, "They can be your crew or your friends," and Mariner's like, "Weird, because I don't hit either one."
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the way she said, "You don't hit people."
Yeah.
I love that. Like, she was like talking to a toddler. Like, you don't hit people. I love that.
It gives a different vibe to when they're telling the story about Boimler being stuck in the spider cow and how they're both laughing about it. Because on second watch, I'm like, the Freeman Mariner is finding humor in that in a way that is painful, I think. And whereas our Mariners,
right.
Well, she probably shouldn't find humor in it, because that's terrible. We talked about that way back, but it's a different kind of thing.
Yeah, it was kind of like a shared adventure, warm memories kind of thing.
Until you
feel like
that,
more with our but that other spin on it. That's a really good point. I really like the story in that it's teaching Mariner, if she bowed to her worst impulses, like what she could be. And I mean, even factoring in like this universe just does seem 0.375% meaner anyway, but like it's still an interesting warning to Mariner that like, oh, this is what happens when I bow to those impulses that we've seen little bits of over the course of the series, that like this is what she could become if she let herself.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what their Starbase 80 is like.
Yeah. Ooh.
I like that Ransom breaks her riding crop before arresting her.
Beautiful.
The riding crop is, of course, an homage to Captain Styles' swagger stick from Star Trek 3.
And they do a nice job with it.
Do you think Styles took that swagger stick to the engineer after the Excelsior stalled?
Well, no, because Scotty was the engineer.
Well, but I mean, the Excelsior also must have a chief engineer aboard as it's giving chase.
Yeah.
He's going to find somebody to blame.
Yeah.
Corporal punishment in Starfleet. There we go.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, too, though. This does show how little decisions can snowball. It made me think of the episode of Doctor Who, Turn Left.
Oh, yeah.
Where, so that's the one with Donna Noble, and it's turn left or turn right, and she goes the opposite, and it ends up like everything goes to hell. You can see where this would have a snowball effect. Which I think I said that earlier, but yeah.
And I love how like I said, like everybody is just a little bit meaner in this universe, except Boimler. Boimler is like, he's just awesome. And my wife had a great point when we were watching this episode at the end, when everybody realizes that the switcheroo has been made. She was thinking like, oh my God, they're not going to want their old captain back. They're going to be like, let's just go along with this. But it is Boimler that stands up and says, no one deserves to be switched with their counterpart against their will.
Yeah.
Mr. Shax, hail the Cerritos or whatever, right?
I love just super competent Boimler. That's
me too.
Especially there's the scene where Rutherford says that he calls Rutherford. He's like, cute, right? And Boimler's other Boimler's just like, buddy, that's adorable. I love that. Right on. He's just so competent and also like super friendly and like, yeah, there's just like nothing to complain about with alternate Boimler. He's just like, which is why our Boimler wants to know, what decisions did you make to be this cool?
Yeah. And of course, our Boimler now has that pad.
Yes.
Which is, it's interesting, and Brandy pointed this out in our live stream. It's interesting that alternate Boimler leaves it behind. And she was wondering if that was kind of him being a stand-up guy as well. And
maybe.
Like, leaving it for Boimler.
Oh, maybe.
That was interesting. That.
But he got the cover of Fleet. Interestingly, though, if you'll notice, that's episode that was issue 48, whereas the one that Boimler was looking at in the beginning of this episode was issue 47.
Of course, it was 47. I missed that one. That's great. Interesting.
Well, if they're rounding up from that variance.
Oh, okay.
Even though it's not over 5, but still.
Well, maybe the 47 is actually like 47.4 or something.
Oh, maybe.
So they round down, and the alternate universe rounds up because they're, So, yeah, the other important thing that we do want to point out is Otherford, who took it really hard when his universe's Tendi left, and to the point where he completely erased her memory from his mind and decided to embrace his technological augmentation and became practically a cyborg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it ethical for Rutherford to just change his programming?
Ooh, good question.
I had that same thought. There seemed to be a lack of consent there.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out in this instance, but should it have been allowed?
Well, I don't know. Who's going to stop him, Boimler? You know?
I do. I really like, though, at the end when they hug and you see the little bionic hand come out.
Yes. A little weird, but it works.
And Rutherford clearly needed this to see how bad it could be, and that's why you see him clean-shaven and well-rested at the end.
Yeah.
It's funny because we see him, because there's another episode where he spent a week in the Jeffries tubes or something like that, and he's all excited about it, and he's happy, and he doesn't look...
Well, that's because he was doing it for Tendi that time.
Oh, well, that's true, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I have gone back and forth about how I feel about those two as a ship since the beginning of the show, and I'm leaning more toward I want to see them together at the end as a couple. But,
yes, same.
You know, at the same time, I understand why they wouldn't.
So, yeah, I have so much conflict in myself about that, because I absolutely do ship them. They would make an incredible couple. I love it. But at the same time, I really, really, really like it when a show actually shows platonic friendship between men and women. But we have that with Mariner and Boimler. There is no way they would ever be a couple.
Oh, gods, no.
No. I feel like the best option, and like if the final episode of this show does what so many Star Trek series do and like show a flash forward to the far future or something, just have them be together then. Like, don't do anything in the actual natural run of the show that evolves them past where their relationship is now, but just show like in the far future, whether they're married or not or whatever, just show that they're still together and still
like that.
As big a part of their lives as they are now.
Kind of like the Visitor showed Dax and Bashir together in the alternate future.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, Star Trek in your old age makeup. God, I love you.
Yeah.
So yeah, Becky Freeman is a piece of work and will get what is coming to her, apparently.
Oh yeah.
And
do you think we'll see, and I mean, I've only seen this episode and the next one, but do you think we'll see this particular crew again?
Maybe.
I think that would be.
It would be interesting if they come in at the end in the finale to do something.
I'm curious about what's going to happen with these time rift things, or spatial, whatever we want to call them. Because it gives me a little bit. I was talking to that. It gives me a little bit of Coda vibes, and it gives me a little bit of Prodigy vibes, and I would really love to see some of that interconnected. Not the same timing, I realize, but
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, we only have a 10 episode season, but I feel like if Lower Decks were going to continue past this season, I think this is a really good origin story for a Becky Freeman villain character.
Ooh.
Like this is where she got her humiliation, and now she's got to, I was going to say be vindictive, but we've had Vindicta, so.
Very nice. Very nice.
This is the rise of Invicta.
You're reminding me of the evil God in the DS9 books. There's the Kira lookalike who tries to destroy everything.
Oh, Ileana Gamora.
Ileana Gamora. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, it was taking me a second.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's like it's a weird plot. It's a weird story because there's like that whole thing about the moon being a construction and
Oh, right. Wow.
that was weird. Yeah.
And T'Lyn does an excellent joke at the end.
Oh, that was beautiful. And for a moment, I was like, "Ooh, are they setting up?" And I'm like, "No, probably not." Probably not.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to cover with episode 1?
Not that I
think we got it.
All right. Then we will move on to episode 2, Shades of Green. Dan, what'd you think of this one?
Well, this is I enjoyed this one as well. So again, the pun game with the titles. This is a great example.
Yes.
Glad it wasn't a clip show. We kind of already had the Shades of Grey ape last season a little bit.
Yeah.
With clips that weren't in the anyway. But this is not that. Obviously having to do with the Orions, but also I like that the title kind of has a bit of a double meaning. Like somebody made the point that like the planet that the Cerritos is on is burning all their money and stuff and getting rid of capitalism. It could be shades of green there.
Ooh, I didn't make that connection.
I also thought about Boimler's jealousy of alternate Boimler and wanting to emulate that. It's like, oh, shades of green, maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but
I like it.
Yeah, I really like this episode, although the ongoing thing of Tendi doting over D'Erica because of her pregnancy got a little bit old for me.
Yes.
By the end, which I think it's supposed to, but it was. I don't like when our main characters are annoying to the point of me being annoyed. But I generally like this one,
and I liked that because it was a spin on the trope. Because usually it's like the husband or the boyfriend that's like, oh my God, you're broken now. God forbid you function as a human being. And And I liked that. But I also was not terribly enthused with the whole, oh, look, a woman has a headache. She must be pregnant. You know?
Yeah.
So, did you guys think that the beginning, when they were sitting around trying to figure that out, I thought that was a flashback to their childhood because of the mother coming in and telling them to go to bed?
No, I just thought it was a joke about how it was made funnier by the fact that they were adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at first, before that, yeah.
I will say the fact that they made it heartburn instead of a headache was a nice sort of, because like that is an actual pregnancy symptom.
That's true. And she grabbed her head. I said headache because she grabbed her head, but she did say
She grabbed her
heartburn,
head,
that's
but
right.
she said it was heartburn. I think she was also lightheaded when she stood up, which was
Yes, which would also be a thing, but it's just,
Right.
yeah. But I thought it was interesting that, well, we'll come to it, but the whole thing about the baby being the new mistress of the winter constellation.
Yeah, that's a thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the fact that that was the reason that she was hiding it from Tendi, I thought that was really sweet. If nothing else, besides the Tendi being overprotective thing in this episode, I really love the relationship between the sisters.
Oh,
and
yes.
they feel like much more on equal footing in this episode than previously, because Tendi, and by Tendi I mean Devana Tendi.
Yeah.
They're both Tendis. It's confusing.
Well,
what do we
is
call
Erica still a
the
Tendi?
fact that, yes, I think so.
Yeah, because it's her
right?
family.
They've called her.
Oh yeah, because in Orion it would
it's
be
the
the other.
Tendi
Yeah,
family.
obviously.
Right. Although the Blue
Yeah.
Orions are patriarchal, apparently, which is interesting.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
sorry.
But I do like, because Tendi made the conscious decision to stay and isn't being held there anymore out of like being in thrall, in debt kind of thing. They have this much more equal relationship, and it's really cool to see them working together like this.
I like how there was never any like suspicion onto Erica's part when she finds Tendi in her office. She's just like, "Why are you in my office in the dark, weirdo?"
People think you're a creep.
Yeah. Looking for daggers. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so like transparent. It's like, I was looking for a dagger.
Mhm.
There are
Daggers in every room.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Starfleet brain.
Starfleet brain.
Oh, speaking of Starfleet, again, just the relationship between these two, I love at the end when everything, jumping all over, sorry.
Oh no, that's fine.
But
Blame me, I started
but
it.
when all of this comes out and they're like kind of having it out on the surface of that asteroid, and she's like, "Oh, you were the only person I kept it secret from," blah blah blah, and that all comes out. I love when Tendi looks up and sees the comet and the wheels start turning, and she's like, "Oh, we're not out of this yet," blah blah blah, and her sister's like, "All right, Starfleet finally has a plan, follow her."
Yep.
I love that. I was just like, she knew Tendi would come up with something, she was just waiting for it.
Once again, let's just go through the Orion plot then. So the fighting between the Orion houses is, I really like that. The Orion Queen is like, well, this is preventing us from getting spoils from other places, so you need to... So we're gonna do a solar sail race. Very,
I love that.
Very explorers coded there. At one point, though, when they're like getting ready, like Erica says, "Stow that cargo." Why do they have cargo?
That's a good question.
I do like the design of the solar ships. They're cool.
Oh yeah, those are always. I love how it seems that every culture in Star Trek invented solar sails except humans.
Yeah.
Like it was a step.
Yeah, I do like a lot of the design of these ships and stuff, and the little things like when they come out of the shadow and the starlight hits it and then they just take off. That was really cool. And the like half silent crash on the asteroid too.
Yes.
Where it like hits and there's kind of a beat, and then that was gorgeous. It was really cinematic.
Attention to detail. Again.
And yeah, Tendi eventually is like, we need to stop Erica from exerting herself, so she has a cute knee.
Yes, a gentle mutiny.
Either mutiny or don't.
Yep.
It's a mutiny. And it doesn't work because the Blue Orions will end up destroying one of their sails.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the heart-to-heart, and we find out that she was actually hiding it from Tendi only, and it's because Orion law would require her to pass on the title of Mistress of the Winter Constellations and then stay on Orion to train her.
Yeah.
Just interesting.
Yeah, that kind of... Like, I can see if it's like a familial line thing where you might make it the oldest daughter of the oldest daughter and not, but then you'd have the same line. That almost feels like
just
it's good.
The first one born to each generation?
Maybe. Well, wait, which is the older sister? Erica or Divana? I don't know if they've ever established that.
I think Divana, but I'm not sure. I don't know why.
Yeah, because it's like when Divana left, like Erica became
That's right.
Right.
Okay.
The head of the house. Yeah, or the heir, I should say.
I don't know. That just seemed like a weird cultural thing. Like, wouldn't Tendi's children, but maybe she's saying that to give Tendi the out to go back to Starfleet too.
Yeah, but it could also just be that it's like the first kid. So like, it's not necessarily inherited directly from the Mistress of the Winter Constellations. It's just the next kid in the family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. But it seemed an odd thing for Tendi to have forgotten.
Yes.
But that's okay.
Yeah. Well, she didn't know that it was a girl as well.
Yeah.
Because
that's
what she says. You'd have to stay and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, you're having a girl?
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe she did. Yeah. She knew, but it wasn't. There was a 50-50 on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, they lasso themselves to a comet and catch up with the Orions, and then Tendi destroys the treasure. Which...
I love, like, the Starfleet thinking of it. Yeah. And it's like, it's a tie, so we both win. The Orion Queen's like, no, you both lost. What the hell's the matter with you? We don't like compromise. Be a pirate.
I like how the blue Orions try to complain, and then she's like, "Don't worry, what are you complaining about? You don't have anything to take away."
Yeah. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, but they're okay. They're all making a brave face of it, as it would seem. And Tendi's gonna go back to Starfleet.
Yeah.
So now we will rewind and talk about what the Cerritos has been up to this week. So we're on a planet that has just joined the Federation, Targalis 9. And because they've just joined the Federation, they now have replicators and have become a post-scarcity society.
It is really important that they use that terminology. They are destroying capitalism, but it's because they're post-scarcity. Not because there's no money in the Star Trek universe, but because they're post-scarcity. And
there's no need for money when you can make anything you want at no cost.
Right. And that's emphasized again when they take that woman's speed bike and the other...
Sure, I'll just replicate another one.
Yeah. And then the other side of it is emphasized with the Orions becoming the means by which the treasure is removed from the planet.
I like how we see just people sitting on gold bars meditating.
Yeah, this was kind of a fun little examination of one of the things of the Star Trek universe that's always been a little bit of a head scratcher.
Yes.
But I like the way, like, they're all lined up at the museum. And they're like, wait a minute, we don't have to line up. Everything's free.
And the stock exchange smells better. That was beautiful.
Now that it's a veterinary hospital, it smells better. Yes.
And the briefcases are being used.
The briefcases as litter boxes.
But there are rogue capitalist terrorists now, and they kidnap Boimler's ensigns.
So yeah, they kidnap the ensigns, and when they eventually find them being guarded by the like ridiculous robots with just
those
guns strapped to them, and they were like, I thought they were legitimately dead. Like that.
Yeah, same.
Like I was like, ooh, Lower Decks got dark.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely also thought they were really dead. Everyone did. And that's how they managed to get to escape, because the terrorists are like, "Oh, we didn't mean to kill them. Now we have to go on the lam." So they
That was beautiful. We didn't mean to kill them or hurt them. We just wanted to maintain capitalism and our way of life, which is a beautiful
because they wanted to stay in power.
Yeah. Just like, because that's hurting people, so.
Mm-hmm. Boimler's Bointers. I love that they came in for the win here, with the ensigns paying close attention to the flora and fauna and learning about, was it a coma beetle?
Yeah.
Yes.
Obvious names of alien things.
It was the tie-dyed coma beetle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it's nice because they seem annoyed by him and his commentary the whole time, but then you find out that they're listening, and I love that.
But Boimler can't win though, because like he relaxes, gives them some time off, but then he's like, "You are clinically dead. You need to go to sickbay to get checked out." And they're like, "Oh, you're no fun. You suck." Poor Boimler.
My absolute favorite part though is when they discover the dead ones, and the gardener robot is like,
"Yes,
I forgot to water them. I failed as a guard and a gardener."
Yes.
Oh, I also love that, like, his big threat to Mariner and Boimler is like, "My program is conflicting. You don't know what I'll do. I'm crazy.
I cannot predict what my jumble of commands will cause me to do."
Yep.
Yeah.
And that one that's trying to sweep up the mess with the disruptor.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good.
It's just like, it's like the equivalent of strapping a gun to a Roomba.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
So, back on the Cerritos, we have Rutherford and T'Lyn.
Oh, man.
So I love Rutherford's trying to like fix a door, and it keeps opening and closing and opening and closing. And I love that T'Lyn suddenly shows up when the door opens. He says "Okie Nopey."
T'Lyn is the best in this episode.
Yes.
I love her whole trying to help Rutherford out by seeing that he's lacking socialization. Yeah. So, she's trying to fill that void left by Tendi. T'Lyn's just the sweetest person in this episode.
Yeah, T'Lyn's great.
Yeah. Yeah, the human is rubbing off on her, but...
Mm-hmm.
What I love, a tiny little detail that, again, I didn't notice, but someone on Twitter posted. It's Amanda Wong.
Mm.
Amanda Wong, who had in previous seasons been a background artist on the show, noticed that when T'Lyn fixed up the shuttle, she added herself to the little doodle of the crew members.
Oh,
yeah,
I love that.
It's adorable.
It is so cute.
She, when she completely rebuilds the shuttle, and Rutherford reveals that he was slow rolling the repairs so that he and Tendi could work on it. I love her reasoning for doing it, thinking it would be like a nice surprise. But then at the end, when Tendi shows up, and I have to nominate this, and I've said this elsewhere, as like one of my favorite line readings of anything ever in Star Trek, where Rutherford comes in and is like, "T'Lyn, you destroyed the entire shuttle." "Oh no, whatever shall we do?"
Well, she's got a hammer.
That is just like the best. Yes. Also, Jorg Hildebrand on Twitter pointed this out, and I haven't gone back to see this, but apparently in the background you can see Guji helping her.
When she destroys the shuttle, you can see Guji in the there, I guess, helping destroy the shuttle.
I was like, what?
Yeah, because Gucci's still on the ship, right? I mean, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I really want to go back and see that now, because I just saw that this morning and I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hold on,
Yeah, I noticed that when it was on, and then I was like, oh, is that kind of going to be some kind of weird foreshadowing of something? And then it wasn't.
But also the close-up of T'Lyn as Rutherford walks in and she's just holding that component and just drops.
Yep, holds her arms out. Yeah, love it.
All with that impassive look on her face. I just love it. She so quickly became one of my absolute favorite characters, not just in Lower Decks, but period.
Oh yeah, she's wonderful. Oh yeah, he's almost looks like he's part of the shuttle. If you weren't looking, it's just the same color as the inside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I totally missed that. That's awesome.
So I love that. I really enjoyed the Orion story. But I'm very glad that they wrapped it up in these first 2 episodes, because I was a little afraid after the end of last season that we were going to get it was going to be like a season-long arc for Tendi, and then she would come back to the Cerritos at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was worried about a repeat of season 5 of Discovery, where they didn't know it was the final season when they were making it. So maybe Tendi's separated from the crew for most of the season. Saru is gone for most of the season, and I'm so glad that's not the case.
Also, the perfect description of Tendi is when Mariner runs up and hugs her and says, "Get over here, you beautiful green ball of optimism."
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And yes, we find now they're like, oh, we're hauling all these treasure trash, and there were a lot of jewels and gold and crap, and Tendi's like, how many jewels? So yes, they are now giving the treasure to the Orions so that they're back on their feet.
And my first thought with this, other than wow, that's a really great way to wrap everything up, is they have just completely potentially messed up the Orion economy. Because I don't know how much money they had before, but they're giving them an entire planet's worth of money.
Inflation is going to be ridiculous for the Orions for a bit.
Yeah. And the members of the crew that wanted to do other stuff than pirating, that could have a knockdown effect too. Because if there's enough Orions who are attached to that house who want to do other things, and now they can because they have more money, we might see changes in Orion society.
Yeah. I do also love the potential that the fortune they turned over to the Orion Queen might be worth significantly less now than it was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I hadn't thought of that. Nice.
All right, so that was Shades of Green. Is there anything we missed in our discussion?
I think we pretty much covered it.
We did. I always feel like with Lower Decks, we're missing something because it wraps up so quickly, and it's not like, shall we say, more traditional hour-long drama track.
Well, I love this was a 24-minute long episode, and they got 3 significant storylines in it, and none of them feel like they were shortchanged.
Yeah.
It's really economic storytelling.
I see what you did there.
Do you think the Blue Orions were had been enslaved by Tendi's family at the end?
I wondered that, at least because Tendi's family now has all this wealth, and they had to give up all of theirs as well. They're at least wage slaves to the Tendi family, for sure.
But I was not expecting them to be there. And then when she called them and had them start hauling stuff, I'm like, oh. Well, our listeners who expect long episodes from us will not be disappointed.
No. We covered quite a lot this week. Dan, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure. Where can listeners find you online? Do you have any work you want to mention?
Yeah, for sure. Well, you can find me online at Kurtrats on Twitter or whatever the heck. And Blue Sky and what's the other one? Mastodon. Search Kurtrats, you'll be able to find me. Positively Trek discussion group on Facebook is where I like to spend most of my time. And speaking of Positively Trek, that's the podcast that I do with Barry DeFord and sometimes Brandy Jackala and sometimes Bruce Gibson. And it's on a little bit of a hiatus right now until the new year, but subscribe anyway. And if you are subscribed, stay subscribed, because there will be a couple little surprises dropping in the next couple months. I've been told I have no chill with regards to this, so I'm just going to come right out and say it. I'm currently editing an interview we did with Nana Visitor.
Amazing.
I'm so happy.
How could you possibly have chill about that?
Yeah, really.
Exactly. So yeah, Positively Trek wherever you get podcasts. Again, it's going to be sparse for the next couple months, but we'll be back strong in the new year, and really cool stuff before then as well. So that's mostly what I'm working on. And my YouTube channel, Kurtrats Productions, where Brandy Jackala and I do live streams every Saturday following new episodes of Trek.
Nice. Chrissy, where can people find you when you're not destroying a shuttlecraft?
Well, you just wait until I ask you what you're doing. In addition to here on Infinite Diversity, you can find me on History with the Szilagys here on the BQN. That's that mostly twice weekly short history podcast I do with my fellow historian partner, Jason. Since this is going to be dropping a couple days before Halloween, let me say, if you're listening to this on the day it comes out, that the next day we have a very special Halloween episode planned. So
nice.
Put that in your ears. And then we're going to do some election stuff because,
Sure.
Right. And I'm also happy to chat about our shows on the BQN Collective on Facebook, and I'm on the various socials at The Goddess Livia. That's TheGoddessLivia, where you can see my opinions about Star Trek history and leftist politics. Thad, where can people find you when you're not looking for ways to be both team building and destructive?
You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky, where I mostly hang out. I am at Tyrannicus, that's Tyranicus. You can also hear me on the podcasts I do with my friend Carl, where we talk about movies and TV shows that we watch. A podcast is licensed to Spiel, licensed to spell with a C, like the British do it. We just wrapped up the Dan Brown, Robert Langdon movies, and we are going to be starting a long series where we talk about every episode of Columbo.
Ooh.
Cool.
How many seasons of Columbo were there?
Quite a few.
Yeah. Well, you're covered. Yeah.
And each one is like a mini movie, so they make perfect podcast episodes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Love it.
Speaking of Columbo, just one more thing, Thad.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I have nothing to follow that up with. I just wanted to say the catchphrase.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Well, don't forget about all of our other great shows here on the BQN. And here is a recording of Amy Nelson to tell you all about them.
What shows are on BQN, you ask? Well, here's a rundown of some podcasts you might be interested in. All Good Things, a Star Trek Universe podcast covering all of Trek, hosted by Amy, Mark, Christos, Kelvin, and Kristen. Whether you've got Xbox or Nintendo, check out Bargain Bin Gamer, a YouTube show hosted by Davey, a self-proclaimed gamer who specializes in reviewing and showcasing affordable video games. 2 episodes enter the arena, 1 comes out victorious. Join hosts Joe and Kevin, and a guest, as they debate which should win the Batleth battle. Grab your popcorn as you listen to Cinema Z, a film discussion and review podcast showcasing films you probably missed, but should definitely check out. Hosted by Mark and Matt. Don your apron for The Food Replicator, where Matthew eats and drinks his way through the Star Trek cocktail and 3 cookbooks. Beam Aboard Galaxy Class, a Star Trek Next Generation podcast covering all of TNG, hosted by Steven. In order to not repeat it, listen to History with the Szilagys, a snippet of historical events from around the world, hosted by Chrissy and Jason. For the newest Trek coverage, check out Infinite Diversity, hosted by Chrissy and Thad. Curl up with a good book and delve into Beta Canon with Peter, host of the online Trek Book Club on Twitter, and his new companion, Trek Book Club podcast. Test your Trek knowledge with Treksperts Quiz, a Star Trek quiz show hosted and written by Davey. Whether you're a member of Starfleet Federation or Planetary Union, go check out Union Federation, covering current Star Trek and the Orville, which we all know is really a Trek show, hosted by Kyle, Kevin, Amy, and Haley. Head over to YouTube and watch The View Screen live on Sundays, your Trek-inspired talk show hosted by Calvin and Amy, with Season 2 starting in September for a 10-week run. Spill the tea with Christos while he discusses current Trek news and events and explores the world of fandom via guest interviews, all with a LGBTQIA+ perspective on what's the tea about. And for our Patreon members, we have the Hive Mind with monthly script readings, Let's Fly, a Discovery reaction show, It's Green, a cornucopia of topics, Amy's Math Moments, a quick look at math moments in Star Trek. We know you have a choice of podcasts to choose from, and we thank you for listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
Thank you, Past Amy. Thank you very much for tuning in to Infinite Diversity. Thank you to Zach Tripp for the wonderful theme music and Mark White for all the awesome show art. Please subscribe in your favorite podcast player, and don't forget to rate and review us there as well.
And if you'd like to reach out, you can find the network on the various socials at BQN Podcasts, or our show specifically at IDIC Podcast. You can also talk about any and all of the BQN podcasts in our Facebook group, the BQN Collective, and on our Discord server. When you next hear from us, we'll be talking about Episode 3 of the final season of Lower Decks. Its title is The Best Exotic Nanite Hotel. Until then, we bid you peace and long life.
You know what's funny? Star Trek V, just as a total tangent, the last time I rewatched it, which is a few years ago now, I was like, okay, I'm going to be completely accepting of all the things I hate about this movie and just like watch it. And on that level, I discovered like a whole bunch more reasons to hate it.
Oh no!
Which is, I know. Like I was like,
I should
okay,
not
I'm
have
going to
taken a
ignore
drink when you said that.
I'm going to ignore the like shoddy unfinished effects. I'm going to ignore the, whatever. But the thing that bugged me the most about this most recent time is that if Kirk is not on screen being awesome, the characters in the scene are talking about how awesome Kirk is.
Gee, I wonder why that was.
Oh my God, but you can't unsee it. Like, it's just like, ugh. Like, I think when they escape, the shuttle goes into the thing and they warp away, and Claw is like, track their course, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, we lost him. And he's like, oh, he's good. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I can't with this.
Yeah, it has its moments.
Don't truly 100% hate Star Trek V, but it is not a good movie.
No, insane.
No.
Yeah.
It was a good concept. It was the whole, we're going to go meet God and learn about Spock having a sibling we didn't know about, but
I do every once in a while someone will make a joke about the Snyder cut or wherever, say release the Shatner cut with the additional hour of footage and the rock monster and everything. It's like, I'd watch it. It would not be good, but I'd watch it.
It must be that they can't do that, because if they could, Shatner would have done it already.
Oh yeah,
because
sure.
Trekkies would pay $25-$30 for that on Blu-ray. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. I feel like Paramount just wouldn't put up the money for it. Yeah.
They wouldn't get the cost back by the cost of actually doing all the effects like they did with motion picture. Actually, I'm honestly surprised if they made back their money for the 4K motion picture.
Yeah. See, I wasn't thinking of adding the extra effects, just taking whatever the stuff that was cut. But yeah, you'd have to add in all the extra stuff. Oh, well.
Who decided on a Valkyrie figure? Sorry, that one still perplexes me.
I feel like Peter Preston is even more just as niche as Valkyrie.
Yeah.
I feel like Peter Preston edges her out slightly just because of like the iconic scene of Scotty and bringing him to the bridge and all of that. But Valkyrie is in one scene.
Technically two.
Well, yeah.
I guess
they're split up. There's the scene you see her, because they're cutting back and forth, so it's technically two scenes.
But like, I mean, that's really cool. Anyway, sorry. That's the one that I continually come back to and go, huh.
Dan, do you know, did Diamond Select ever do a Kruge?
Somebody did. I remember seeing
Playmates did a Krug, but that's the wrong scale. I'm like, because if I have a Valkyrie, I need a Krug to go with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta think if they're doing 100, he might be in there somewhere.
I would hope so.
That would be cool.
Well, because if Diamond Select did one, then, that's the right scale. That's why I was thinking that. But yeah.
Was she the first Klingon woman that we saw in that version of the makeup? I think she was.
She's the first Klingon woman with ridges,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know there's...
Which I guess makes that significant, too. That's cool. I think each of the successive lines, at least the first 9, they should have a Wayoon.
I was thinking you really had to buy 9 Wayuns to make it accurate, yeah.
Just like every one of the first 9 lines, the second last character solicited as Wayoon.
With like slightly different hair or something. They should include a Jeffrey Combs character in each one though. Because I don't think we have a Brunt.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'm sure there's a Shran around. But maybe not. Yeah.
Art Asylum did a Shran, yeah.
But and then they could include the computer. The evil computer.
Yeah, I was
going
to say Agamus
because they don't have the license for that.
Okay, because it's Legacy. Right. All right. Well, they can get the license for that, and so they can be completionist.
But I mean, they can do the creepy guy that wanted a holo program of Kira from DS9.
Tyrion,
the guy from Sunkatsu.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody's gonna be scrambling for a Pank action figure. Gotta run my Sunkatsu matches. Oh, but then you throw in The Rock. I bet the license
for that is probably a bit high.
Yeah. Well.
Tandaran Fighter.
Yeah.
Didn't even have a name.
I love that his card for the Star Trek CCG lists one of his stats as keen sense of smell.
Gods.
Because you can smell what he's cooking.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
Which I just realized is a joke that only people our age would get.
Or fans of wrestling.
Right, but like people who know The Rock as like the action star of the 2010s would like, what does that mean?
Well, I'm guessing that's our audience anyway, just in general.
Yes, so, I'm sure.
I don't think we have a lot of the coveted 18 to 25. I mean, if we do, that's great. I love it. Please, but if I had to guess, it's mostly 30 and 40-year-olds that are listening to us.
Probably.